All right, guys, on this next segment here, we're going to be covering PropStream and the basics of PropStream, just a small little overview. The reason why PropStream is very useful, it's a great tool that's used to do three things, in my opinion: pull data for motivated sellers, run comps to be able to make offers, and find buyers to assign your deals to. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. If you don't already have PropStream, there'll be an availability for you guys to get a free trial, a 7-day free trial. Either Zach or myself will provide that for you. So let's go ahead and get started. When you log into PropStream, this is what you're going to see. This is the front screen here. It's basically like what's new, webinars, some new add-ons and features. Go ahead and let's close this out for this purpose of this training here. So as you see, PropStream is going to show you an overview of where you're located. It's going to show you either a satellite view or you can have a map view. I love the satellite view because it gives you a little more detail. As you can see grass colors. If there's tennis courts and stuff around, you can see those. See the names of roads or streets. It's just a much more detailed look at what you're looking at, as you can see here. So a couple of ways that you guys can search, as you guys can see here, is you can enter the county, city, or the zip code. If you're trying to do a broad search to get a list to pull, so to speak, for cold calling, looking for motivated sellers, my suggestion would be either to use the city or a county range. So let's go ahead and do that in our case. So let's go ahead and type in Fulton County, which is in Atlanta, which is based here in Georgia. It's one of the counties here in Georgia or in Atlanta. Oh, there we go. That'll help. All right. So we got Fulton County. And as that loads up, there'll be a couple of different areas here that we're going to focus on and take a look at. All right. As you guys can see here, when we pulled up Fulton County, what we're seeing here is that we have 4,243 leads on the MLS, 121 pre-foreclosures, 27 auctions, 644 bank owned, and so forth and so forth. As you guys can see, these are the liens, properties with liens. These are vacant properties. These are properties with high equity. So guys, this is showing us everything that we've got here. And if you see here where it says unique properties, that's all these numbers here combined and added up. That's how we get 361,467. All right. So now that we've got that, we want to narrow down where do we want to do business? Where are we trying to locate it? Where are we trying to, pull leads from? If it's the entire area, then great. No, nothing needs to be done here at all. But if you want to narrow it down a little bit further, I'll show you how to do that in just a moment. But let's go ahead and use Fulton County. Now let's drill down even further with Fulton County and let's enter in some filters. And you do that by clicking on the drop-down arrow here in the filter section. So as you can see, we've got a drop-down list. We've got a couple of choices on how we could go through this. One thing that we could do right away is hit the drop-down where it says quick list choice, and we can choose what we're looking for. What are we looking for? Are we looking for vacants? We're looking for liens, pre-foreclosures, bank owned. What are we looking for? So that's the purpose of this filter here. So let's go ahead and just leave that blank for right now. All right. So owner occupied. Let's say that we're looking for a motivated seller list. So let's say no owner occupieds. Occupancy status, of course, we want that to be vacant. Then we go right down here to property characteristics. Click on that arrow, it'll bring down another drop menu. We just want to try to go side by, we just want to go arrow to arrow just to make sure there's nothing that we miss for the purpose of this training here. So what we're going to select, guys, is residential. Then we're going to go right on over here to property type. We'll go to single family. As soon as that selects, there we go. And if you're looking for, let's say, here, let me reselect that again. Looks like that unselected. All right, there we go. So now let's say that you're looking for land as well. You just scroll down here all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see where it says land or lots. So in this purpose, guys, we're just going to leave that at single family. So go ahead and click on that arrow, brings that back up. Everything else here is these are bedroom sizes. So a good rule of thumb is for bedrooms and bathrooms. For bedrooms, I would say a minimum. Let's go 2 bedrooms. Minimum a bathroom. Let's just go 1. Square footage and all of that, we can leave that open. We don't have to necessarily drill down on that, but if you want it to be very specific, this is where you do that. Home features. This is another area where you can drill down. Is there a pool, garage, basement, attic? Are you looking for properties with any of that, or do you just want to leave that at all? I'll go ahead and leave that at all so that we can get as much as we can. Then we'll filter it down later if need be. So now that we've got that, we want to go right here down to MLS status. MLS status. Do we want properties that are on the MLS or properties that are not? Let's, in this case, we're looking for off market deals. So we don't want anything that's on the MLS. Make sense? Perfect. What are we looking for? We are looking for sale. Nope. Well, actually, for a listing type, it doesn't matter because we're not looking for anything that's on market. So this makes no difference at all. Go right down to the MLS status, active, pending, sold, never listed. Remember, this has nothing. We're not looking for anything that's on the MLS, so we just want to leave that just like that. Go ahead and click on that arrow, close that window, and let's move right on down to the next one, pre-foreclosure and bank owned. This is if you're looking for pre-foreclosure properties. Are you looking for notice of defaults? Are they already at the auction? Where are you looking for? You can specify it right here. For this purpose of this exercise, we're going to go ahead and leave that alone. Ownership information. How many years of ownership have the people own this property? Is there a minimum amount of years that you want this person to own the property? My suggestion would be yes, you want to put in a minimum amount of years. Why? Because that will help eliminate you reaching out to other investors or wholesalers. So let's just put 3 years minimum. All right. And then let's go over here to ownership type. Are we looking for properties that are owned by individuals, corporations, mixed, or a trust? We're looking for individually owned properties. And why? Because most likely a property that's owned by a corporation or that's corporate owned is going to be in an LLC, and that's going to be an investor versus just someone who is looking to a motivated seller that's looking to sell their property. All right. So tax exemption status, we can leave that at all. All right. Number of properties owned. Let's go ahead and leave that alone as well. We can go ahead and close that window, go right down to the next drop down, which is lien, bankruptcy, and divorce status. Are we looking for properties that have a lien on them? Here they are, guys. Are we looking for tax liens, HOA liens, homeowner association violation liens, basically, mechanic liens, utility liens, solar liens, child support liens, or other? Let's go ahead and leave this at all. We're looking for all of them. We don't need to change anything in here. So let's go ahead and leave all that the same. Close that back out. Valuation and equity. Are we looking for property that have a particular amount of equity in them or any numbers along those lines? Are we looking for a particular type of gross yield percentage? Here it is right here. You can adjust all that right here. For this purpose, we're going to go ahead and leave that alone. Mortgage info. As you guys can see, if there's any open mortgage information, remaining balances, any minimum or maximums that we want to deal with. Let's say we don't want to deal with anyone that has a balance over 100,000. That's where you type that. Let's say you want to deal with people that only have a mortgage. You type that in there as well. So right here, we're going to leave this open for all, where it says number of open mortgages. Loan types, we'll leave that as all as well. And we're good to go there. So let's go ahead and close that out. And as you guys can see over here to the right, That number that was once hundreds of thousands has drastically dropped down to 687. So here's our filters right here. We've got owner occupied, no, occupancy statute, vacant, property classification is residential, property type single family, bedroom minimum is 2 bedrooms, bathroom minimum is 1 bedroom. Is it on market? No. Years of ownership, 3 years or more. Owner type individual. So we can leave it like this, or again, we have all these quick filters. If we just wanted to do a quick list choice, a quick filter choice, we could have just went right into here and selected one of those. So let's go ahead and close this out here. And I want you guys to take a look. Here are our properties. Now, Shaun, I've got 687 properties. What do I do now? We want to go ahead and put a check mark right there. It selects all of those. See, they're all selected. Now what we want to do is go to add to list, excuse me, and you want to create a list. You want to create new and then name your list. As you see, guys, I've got a ton of stuff in here for my own personal business, but you want to create what this list is called. So you want to hit create new, go ahead and name it. Let's say you want to name it new Fulton. All right. New Fulton list. Simple as that. You want to hit the save button and boom, you'll be able to export that list so that you can then skip trace that list. Skip tracing means to get the owner's contact information so that you can reach out to them by mail or email or phone. So let's go ahead. We don't want to pull that list, but let's go ahead and close that out. As you guys can see here, you have 10,000 saves remaining each month. So each month, folks, you guys can pull 10,000 leads. Take advantage. So let's go ahead and close that out there. So as we can see, guys, that is how we find motivated sellers. I just quickly showed you how to find a motivated seller. Now let's quickly figure out how to find some comps. Let's say we've got a property that we've got under contract. Let's say this is this property here, an old property of mine that I sold. All right, let's say we've got that property and we've pulled it up here. We type in the address. As you can see, here's our target property here in green. All this stuff around it in red, these are our other potential properties that are potentially similar to our property. So once this list loads up here, you can see that a little clearer. Here's our property right here. We can either click on this on the property address, or we can click on the picture of the property to drill down to get further details of this property. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. All right, guys, as you can see here, it brings up another screen, which is a more detailed screen. For this example, what we're trying to do is we want to run comps. So we want to go ahead and click on comparables and nearby listings. There's a lot of other great things that I'm going to show you here on this screen, but we're going to take a look. For right now, we're just going to take a look at the comps. So once that loads up for us, as you guys can see, we've got 21 properties that pop up. So now, if we want to be specific, I want to show you guys something here. If you take a look here, you'll notice that the public records, they look a little different than the MLS record. They're highlighted differently. The public records are highlighted in this aqua color, and the MLS records are highlighted in this color here. So depending on how you got your screen settings or your color settings, it'll show up a little different for you, but that's the differentiating factor. Right here, it's automatically set to show you both of those comps. Let's say you only wanted to see MLS comps for whatever reason, or public records for whatever reason. That's what this is for here. MLS comps are always super solid, so you definitely want to make sure you have those there. You may also see that you have a property that has the exact same address, and there's a MLS and there's a public record, as you guys can see in this example right here. And one says it sold for 280,000, and one says it sold for 280,000 as an estimate. All right. So I just want you to understand that and understand why you may see duplicates and when you're running your comps. So let's break it down a little bit further. On our date range, it's automatically set to go back 1 year. Let's change that and let's just go back 6 months. All right. And I want you to notice that that number is going to change potentially. As you can see, we've got 28 comparables. Oh, excuse me. I went back too far. No wonder. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Let's go ahead and move forward. There we go. All right. All right. That's more like it. We didn't want to go back a year and a half. We only want to go back about 6 months here. So as soon as that pops up here, as you guys can see, that 21 reduced down to 10. Perfect. Just what I wanted to happen because I wanted you guys to see that example. The square footage, there's no need to adjust the square footage because what it's giving you guys is the average square footage. Your property says it's 1,400, so it's giving you about 200 and so 250 or so below 1,400 and 250 square feet above that. So that's what this number is. Go ahead and leave that there. That's fine. The distance right here, as you guys can see, it's 0.05. That's half a mile. Let's say that we only got one comp there. This is where we can adjust that. We can click right in there and type in 1.0. It's in 0.5. It goes in 0.5 metrics. So in order to measure that, 1 mile will be 1.0. Right now, 0.5 is half a mile. All right. So bedroom size. What is our minimum bedroom size that we want to utilize? So for this instance, let's say that bedrooms is we want to do we want to do 3 bedrooms as our minimum. All right. Bathroom size, let's say minimum bathroom is, of course, they need at least one bathroom, right? So let's give them one. All right. Property class, let's go ahead and adjust this to residential. All right. Property type, let's go ahead and select single family. All right. And once this loads up here for us, guys, it'll give us the new comparable list. Should be just a second here. All right, there we go. We're down to 6. So this is how you find your comps, guys. Of course, when you're dealing with your sellers, you want to find the lowest 3 comps dealing with your sellers, dealing with your buyers. You want to provide them with the highest 3 comps. So that's it, guys. That's how you find. That's how you run comps so that you can make an offer. Of course, we'll drill down into the comps and running comps a little bit deeper in another segment of the training. But for the purposes of PropStream overview, I just wanted you to give you that. All right. Next thing we're going to do, guys, is finding cash buyers. So as you can see, we're on the same screen here. Look at this list right here that pops up. It's already there for us. And what do you know? 150 cash buyers. Let's click on it. Let's see what that means for us. All right, guys. So we've got 150 cash buyers. What that's basically saying is that these are folks who have purchased properties around our property within a particular range. And the distance that we've got set is 1 mile. If we wanted to adjust any of that, the date range, anything anything that we have set, we can adjust it right here. Here's our satellite view. As you guys can see, we can drill down. We can hit that plus sign to go in closer, or we can hit the minus sign to go out further. This is our target property. All the dots around it are properties that have been purchased around our property. And as you can see, guys, the date range goes back pretty far. So you want to adjust that. You want to set the minimum date range. Let's say you want to go back 6 months for folks that have purchased in the past 6 months here, so you can know what is active. And once you have that, what I really wanted to see, guys, is I want you to see what you do next. How do you actually locate these people? How do you find their name? And where do you find that? And where do you look for that at? So here we go here. Let's go ahead and just click on this one here. And again, to export the list so that you can skip trace it, you want to do this. Oh, let me uncheck that there. And to export this list, you do the exact same thing. You highlight everything in the list that you want exported, and you click on add to list, create a new list, and it allows you to export that. All right, so let's go right now. You can either click on it there to bring up the new property, or you can highlight it, and then it brings down this drop down. You can click on details, brings you to the exact same place. What we're trying to see is the owner information here, because I want you to see where that's located and why this is valuable for us, so that we can pull all the owner's information and be able to skip trace. All right. As you can see here, this one is Bowden Street LLC. All right. So let's find another one here that's actually has a person's name. And there's nothing wrong with that. An LLC, it's the same thing. You type in the LLC for your city and county. It'll pull up, the name of that LLC and the owner's information. You skip trace that owner's name the same way that you would skip trace someone's name if it was listed right here on the property, right here inside of PropStream, their name versus their LLC that they own. So hopefully this one here will show us a property with an actual name. And if it doesn't, it's no big deal. I just wanted you to get the example. This one right here shows Jefferson Property LLC, the same difference. It's totally okay. We'll do the same thing that I just told you. We're going to go to the city and the state, run the search for the LLC. We'll find out that owner's name, skip trace the owner's name, skip trace the owner's information along with the address for the property. So that's that. It's very, very easy. We don't want to make this complicated. This is a quick overview on how to use PropStream successfully and how to use it to make a lot of money. See you on the next